guys, I am Christy and this is Created by Christy. Today we're going to do a wood grained cup using 3 colors of paint and a spoon. To get started with, I've taken a paper plate, a solo cup, and then just placed the thermal on top of it, because what's going to happen is your paint is going to pool down here in the, this is like a drip pan for lack of a better term, and you're going to need to be able to use that paint as well, and that's why I've set it up like this, so that I can utilize the paint that comes from the drip pan. I have 3 different colors that I've chosen today. I can't tell you what any of those colors are because I just mix, and it's probably 3 or 4 different colors instead of just one true color. But you can use these doing like the little craft paints, apple barrel paints, etc. So in this container is a substance called Floetrol, which is a additive that you add to your paints to make them thinner and, for lack of a better term, flow. So it's filled to about here, and then it's about 2 of those little 2-ounce bottles of paint. So 4 ounces of paint and the rest of Floetrol in these squeeze tubes. And then you shake it up really nice. So I've chosen like a dark chocolate brown, a light beige, and a tan to make my wood grain. So once I've got those ready to go, then I am simply going to start pouring. And by that, I'm just taking, you can see there, just making little circles at the top, and eventually it's going to flow over the side. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, because every cup will look different, but you're just trying to create different patterns as they fall over the edge of the cup. Now you can see it's starting to go. Some people are a little more patient with it, and they, like, you know, sit there and go little circle, little circle, little circle. But for me, I just want to see it start flowing over the edge and making those different colors. And there's no reason really to take that long, because you're going to do so many different things to it as it starts to go. The one thing I've noticed in doing these is you want to be careful not to do too much of this medium color, because that's going to be the color that it really sticks out on the cup. But to really focus on adding the light and dark, because that's what's going to give you that wood grain finish that you're craving. So now that I've got a good amount there ready to go, I'm going to now, oops, got my popsicle stick. Take my popsicle stick and very gently kind of push it over the edge there, just so that you don't have that large amount sitting on the top. And if you can see here into my drip pan, we've got some lovely little lakes of the different color browns. So what I'm going to do is take a spoon and scoop it so that you can see the different colors there, and then we're just going to start pouring that over the edge. This is really what's going to give you that grain. To me, it kind of looks like a yummy chocolate dessert you can't eat right now. You can see how it just kind of falls and starts to give you that really nice wood grain. And that's really why those first, like just getting it over the edge, really don't matter too much, because this is where you're really going to get that detail. But you want those nice fun rivers to flow in your drip pan. That's going to layer that paint so nicely for you. I'm trying to do this without showing you my arm, where you can actually see. I guess I'm going to have to try and do this left-handed. That might be fun. Woo. So you can kind of see how it's flowing there. See how it's starting to just give you that yummy wood grain color. It is really hard doing this left-handed. But hopefully you can see better without my arm in the way. Yeah, to me, that light beige and that chocolate really just kind of make it pop with those, because it just pops your coloring so much. Again, that's why I try to use not too much of that middle color, because that's the color it's all gonna kind of mix to, but you need it because you can't just do the dark and the light with nothing else. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my popsicle stick again. Just kind of gently pour it over. Gently pour it over. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate my cup so I can kind of see what I got. I really like that section with that white popping out there. And this one's kind of, so let's just go ahead and do that to help those along. And that is it, guys. So just gonna leave it here. I would leave it a good 2 days to dry, just because you want to make sure that it's fully dried and not tacky when you go to do anything with it. And then my next step is gonna put it on the turner and get that first layer of epoxy on it. But for now, we sit and dry. Okay, so now that I have my cups all dried, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on my turners, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my epoxy resin on them. To do that, I take epoxy resin and epoxy hardener and mix it together in a cup, and then once I have it, you stir it for like 3, 4, 5 minutes until it gets to the proper consistency, and then we're going to go ahead and put it on the cup. Okay, now that I have the epoxy put on all of the cups and have them spinning, the last thing I'm going to do is take my heat gun so that I can pop any bubbles that may have formed during stirring or application. So I'll do that, and then we'll leave them to spin for about 14 hours. Okay guys, so I've got them all decaled and lined up on my spinners. The next thing I'm going to do is mix my epoxy, put the epoxy on, and then leave it to spin for 14 hours. Okay, now that I've got them all epoxy, the next thing I'm going to do is plug in my heat gun and pop all the little bubbles that are happening. This is really important when you're doing something that is not glitter, because it's so much easier to see the bubbles. Glitter hides a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll let them cure Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.